code Alpha Mike for you cooler types. Ram, I have a My pillow, or is it a My Pillow? I have their sheets. They're great. I love them. You can get some pretty serious discounts by using our promotion code RAM on mypillow.com. KSOK Uncensored. She's deep in blue territory in the upper northwest, upper Pacific Northwest. And she's law enforcement, family herself. She has a really great guest on tonight. I would love for you all to jump over there. KSOK is on next. I appreciate everyone who's been here. Have a good night.
Hi, my name is Tammy. I live in Winkler, Manitoba, Canada. And I'm going to be on KSOK Uncensored. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about what has been going on in Canada and many places in the world for the last 2 years. And mainly now we're going to focus on the Freedom Convoy 2022, which has been taking place all week starting this last Sunday. So yeah, that's where we're going to be at, and lots to talk about. It's very exciting.
When governments fail to respect people's rights, we all end up paying.
Right here started off as a convoy, and now it's brought people from coast to coast in this country, the United States, and around the globe.
It's really encouraging to finally see a representation of what so many of us have been feeling for so long. It brings us to tears.
With this mandate, he is no longer able to provide for his family.
So lockdowns are more dangerous than the so-called COVID.
I'm just here for everybody's freedom. They're just saying that we're white supremacists. They're saying that we're racist. I haven't seen any of that.
We don't want to live by fear anymore. We want to live by love and freedom.
I'm coming.
People are standing up. They've had enough. For the first time in 2 years, they're coming together. They're united. They want their country back.
Today we have a special guest. We have Tammy from Manitoba, Canada. We are going to discuss the Freedom Convoy happening up north and now positively impacting the United States as we have many U.S. truckers joining in. Tammy, come on in. Thank you so much for being here. Yay,
My
this
pleasure.
works.
It's an exciting time, and I'm glad to chat with you and fill you in on what's going on from my end.
I love it because, honestly, we're not seeing, unless we make a point to go on and to follow the convoy on social media and really seek out what's happening. The mainstream media is not sharing this with us. And I even hear Justin Trudeau saying things like, this is like a fringe, a fringe outsider group, making it seem like this little tiny movement. But in fact, it's so much bigger than that. What are you seeing up north?
Absolutely. Like he calls it a fringe minority, and Canadians have lovingly adopted that as our new title. And he probably wasn't expecting us to take what he meant as an insult and just kind of grab onto it in a kind of ironic way.
The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing.
And it's just been the last week and a half where they started talking about doing this convoy. I'm sure the talks were happening maybe prior to that, but before we heard about it. And I got excited about it right from the start, and I think everybody did, because we've all been just so sick and tired of living our life scared. Get together with your family and you're scared you're going to have the cops knock on the door. it just isn't right. And somebody needed to do something, and we just didn't know who's going to do what. And the truckers took that bull by the horns, and they are making it happen in a big way.
I was a nurse for decades. I left nursing a while ago. I believe in vaccinations. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but enough is enough. Our kids, my son, he's 7, and all he talks about is he wants his childhood back. He's sick of wearing a mask at school. He cries to go to school, but he loves school. So, you know, I want my Canada back. I want freedom. And so do you, right, buddy? Yeah.
Where are you from? You're from the area, GTA?
We're from down the road.
Why is it important for you to be here today?
Because I would love to have my freedoms back. I would love for everybody else to have their freedoms back. Because you know what? Vax, unvax, I don't care. But you can't take away your freedoms. It's not right. We've been living in this country for so long, and we have certain rights or freedoms that our veterans fought for, and one man is taking it away. Why? Ask him.
And the one man is Justin Trudeau in your mind?
That's him.
This started, this convoy of trucks started in BC, and they were upset about vaccine mandates for crossing the border. Do you feel that it's snowballed into lots of different issues for people as it's arrived here in Toronto?
There are so many different issues that people have, whether it's the Aboriginals and their rights and their drinking water that they don't have, or their children and the history that they lost, or whether it's our elderly, or whether it's our youth and the schools and all the rights that have been taken away from our youth, and all these masks that are starting to affect their mental capability and their social aspects. It's just not right, man. We need our country back.
We're here to end this tyranny of government. We've had enough of this. We've had enough of the shutdowns. We've had enough of it. It's time to stand up for ourselves. We're fighting for the country. We're fighting for everybody. We need our lives back. It's not about vaccine, it's about our lives.
Do you think there should be a balance between, you know, trying to treat people in hospital and keep people out of hospital and the, you know, mandates that are put in place through this pandemic?
After 10 years of driving a truck because they can't do it to cross the border, there's an issue.
You feel like this, you know, this started out in BC, and it was truckers pissed off that they can't cross the border if they're not vaccinated. As it's come across the country, it seems to have picked up steam with lots of different people with lots of different issues. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree.
Well, when you think about that, well, all these different opinions, all this, you know, all these people coming out, what does that say to you?
It says Canada's standing together, and everybody is fighting for their freedom.
We sat there for about 2.5 hours on the side of the road, but there was, I don't know, I would say a couple of thousand people there, you know, and most of us were standing outside at least for part of the time, but some of the people were out there the whole time, you know, just waiting. And once they started coming in, like the excitement just grew. You know, we have such hope that this is going to change things. This is going to get our freedom back. This is going to, you know, give the kids a chance just to be kids. And there have been so many people who have taken their children out of public school and gone to homeschooling because their kids don't want to, you know, be muzzled all day.
Right, exactly. No, you're so right. I don't know if you even know this, like I'm a homeschool mom. This is the first year that we are homeschooling, and it's for that very reason. I am not sending my kids to school to wear a mask for 7 hours a day. That's one piece of it. The other piece is all the indoctrination. I mean, they are after our youth. And, you know, what you just said really resonates with me. We want our kids to have a normal life, right? Like, it's so wild what our kids, you know, across the globe, but what kids are dealing with today in comparison to what we dealt with. And I feel the same way. We just want our kids to experience normalcy, and that's why we fight, right? So I think it's fantastic. And I want to just say, I am seeing Elon Musk. He says, truckers rule. He put that on his, I believe, Twitter.
Canadian truckers rule. Like that is
Canadian truckers rule. Yes. I mean, that's so awesome that we're seeing. He really is an amazing, an outspoken businessman, and just so incredibly powerful in that way. And he's using it for good. And actually, I saw that the that this freedom rally is going to, or freedom convoy, excuse me, is going to set a world record. And I think and I was digging into it a little bit to try to figure out exactly what it was, but I believe it was the largest amount of truckers in, like, in unison, or in connection with each other, or in line. I don't know exactly.
Yeah,
But have you heard about that? The
I
world
have
record?
heard about that, and yeah, it was. I think it's like the longest convoy like ever. Uh,
Okay.
Somebody said that it wasn't officially requested to be uh, reviewed by the Guinness Book. So I mean, it is the longest, but it's not like official. This is the last thing. You know, you hear so much.
Yeah.
So somebody's just trying to pick at it and say, well, it's not like an official number, but yeah, it is. Oh, I've heard so many different numbers. I don't know how long it is, like 100 miles by now on
Wow.
highway speed. Like when it was going through Winnipeg, they were slowing down because they had to go around the perimeter of the city. And it was, yeah, it was took a while to go by, but it was like a little more exciting because you could see them closer together. Out on the highway, they're going highway speed, but there is like on the east side of Winnipeg, there is a little about 15, maybe 10 minutes east of Winnipeg. There is a place called Deacon's Corner, and from there on for 40 kilometers, which is, I don't know, about 26 miles maybe, there were people
Thank you for
all on the
that.
side of the road, the side roads, and that's the center of Canada. That area there is the center of Canada. So they had fireworks. They were just, it's just
How
everybody, people are so happy to stand next to each other, to smile at each other, to not feel like, oh, I can't talk to you. I can't.
Right.
Yeah. It's
Right.
it's just
I
an
was just
amazing
gonna ask
feeling.
you, how's the camaraderie,
Oh,
amongst, I almost said patriots, but amongst Canadians, when
there
you're
are
at these
Canadians who
events?
call themselves patriots. Like, yeah,
I love that.
it's
I love that.
amazing.
That is fantastic. And I'm so happy to see that our neighbors up north are doing this, right? Because I mean, historically, and you can talk to this, historically speaking, Canadians as a collective really don't like to be involved in the world drama, right? Like they like to just
Yeah.
keep a peaceful
Yeah, we
um
have that reputation, being polite and just apologetic, and
right,
to a point, many of us are.
right,
And
right.
but you know what?
Absolutely.
You get to a point where you've had enough, and you come to
Yep.
your breaking point, and it's been really bad in the area where I live. It's just people have felt so defeated, and it was just time for a change, somebody to do something, and the truckers are just, it's just amazing. It's just such, I can't get enough of like seeing the different, where they're entering into this city and the
Yes.
next city. It's just, oh, and I feel like my brother and his wife live in Toronto, so
Okay.
they're driving to Ottawa tomorrow. It's 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
And I said, you have to make it work, because as great as it was here, it just gathered momentum as the further it got to Ottawa, because more trucks joined along the way, including, you know, from what I heard, thousands of American truckers, which is
Yes.
just, I just feel like this is bringing so many different people together. Like you kind of like, everybody lives their own life. They kind of stay with, you stay with your groups, with your people, right? But it was,
Right.
everybody was everyone's friend the other day. It was like minus 25. Everybody was freezing their butts off, but nobody wasn't smiling. There was high fives. There was just, it was joy. It's like
I
we
love
haven't
that.
seen that in a couple of years, and it was so overdue.
People are craving community more now than ever. And so I'm so excited that you were able to experience that. I know I've attended a few rallies here locally, and it's such a great experience. And then the really the energy is infectious. And so I
It is.
really feel like I've been talking about for myself personally that this year is the year of boots on ground, getting out and doing those things like what you did, attend the rally, get out, and we can watch it online all day long, but nothing beats the
It
in-person
doesn't.
energy.
Like,
Uh,
the day after, I wanted it to be yesterday again, so we could go back and do it again. It felt
yeah,
like, oh, so then you watch because you just want to feel that excitement again. It was amazing.
that is so I know exactly what you're talking about. I think that's incredible. And it lit a fire in your belly. You can tell.
Yes.
And that's what that right there is so incredibly powerful. that awakening is what is going to make the change. And I know my aunt lives, I don't know if you've heard of Blaine, Washington, but it's
Yeah.
like the tiny little tip. Like, anyway, she's going to go to the border and record there because we do have U.S. truckers. I mean, they're going to block the borders, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
so she was going to go and send me some footage. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But so the objective is, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because I
Okay.
haven't done a ton of research into this, but the objective is end the mandates. Otherwise, we are going to continue this freedom convoy and we're not
Yes.
going to be delivering goods across the nation. Do you know if there are any other demands outside of mandates?
I feel like that is the main thing. Like, end the mandates, like not only for truckers, for all Canadians. Like, no
Right.
more forced vaccination, no more uh, vax cards when you want to go into it, because there are already stores in Quebec, which is east of Ottawa, and they can't go into a Costco or a Canadian Tire, which is like a big hardware store. They can't go into those stores already if they're not vaccinated. And we've seen signs of different places across Canada, probably just like where you can't go into a grocery store. That's starting on the East Coast. And I
Wow.
don't know if that's actually taken effect, but we were told, or we heard it say that it was going to happen in January. And so that is just, for me, I'm thinking it's where is it going to end?
Right.
And
Right.
if the further it goes, the harder you have to fight. And
Exactly.
like end the
Exactly.
mandates, like so that kids already can't play sports if they're not vaccinated, up like at
Wow.
12 and up, and their parents can't watch them if the parents are not vaccinated. There are doctors telling people that they can't be their doctor anymore if they're not going to get vaccinated, find somebody else.
Wow.
um, there is, people taking pictures of unmasked uh, unmasked people in the grocery stores, and the Winnipeg newspapers are going to print it. And we have it, like, especially the area that I live in, directly in southern Manitoba, we have been vilified from across Canada because we have the lowest vax uptake, but yet we have the lowest case count per 10,000. The highest vax uptake has the highest case count per 10,000 people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and we all, like, this is a big area and most of us feel the same. Yeah, so we have been vilified. We are, yeah, I don't know how to say it, but you go out into a store and, like, if I dare not to wear a mask, and I'm thinking, you almost feel like you're dirty, because
Right.
that's how they've been making us feel, that, we're dirty, we're unclean, we're always contagious. And that is
Right.
just so far from the truth.
Right. And that's what they did. That's what they did to the Jews. I mean, that is what happened. I remember, not even kidding, within the last 3 years, I asked my dad, of course, that was before all of this. I remember saying, because we were watching the History Channel, I remember saying, how did it ever get that far with the concentration camps and, with the Nazis and the Jews? And I'm like, wow, over these past 2 years, it's answered all of my questions. It's
Yeah.
absolutely insane, because that's what they said. The Jews carried disease. The Jews are dirty. And then that's what happened. Then people believed it, and that's what they're doing now. And I'm with you. When I go into a grocery store, I don't wear one 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I have to, like, put on mental body armor, because and no one has said anything to you, or excuse me, to me, which is amazing. But
Mhm.
just knowing, just knowing that that's a very likely potential, you just feel uneasy, and I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
And so now I was going to ask you, so up in Canada, really, what is, like, the day-to-day life been like since all the mandates, not diving too much into the vax as a collective, but more
Right.
like shutdowns and just
Oh,
day-to-day life.
there have been lots of shutdowns, like early in, was it, I think, March of 2020. Then they went to our school divisions in the area went to remote learning. So that, a lot of people had to stay home from work because they had young school age kids, and there's like not that many babysitters available. So it really affected like the whole family, not just the
Yeah.
students. And, the teachers hated it. And a lot of small businesses, like I go to a hairdresser that she has a little salon in her home. She couldn't even be open.
Wow.
Like that was just widespread. And yeah, and you had to, I think at certain times it was at 10% capacity in certain stores, like at the grocery store, well, 10%. So they had people waiting at the door to check you in. There are people being, chased down from the COVID police in some of our stores. And there was the one time, Kristen, me and my youngest son, he turned 18 last July. We went to, it's kind of like Subway where you make your own burrito.
Okay.
It's called Bar Burrito. So we went there and we pull up and I'm going to grab the mask. And he says, no, Mom. Because I hadn't really been brave enough to go without one. But like his girlfriend's family, well, his wife's now, he got married.
Aww.
They are very, like, they are gung-ho. Like her dad has never yet worn a mask except when they went on a flight. But anyway, me and Daniel went into this store. There was a man who was standing about probably 6 to 8 feet behind us, and he was yelling at us. He called us murderers. He says, I can't believe this. He says, you're murderers. He called us out a couple of times. He was just yelling it. And my son said, he says, we're exempt, or he laughed at him or whatever. And the guy said, I'm leaving. I'm thinking, what if somebody had talked to his wife or one of his kids that way? Like, this is a man talking to me and my son like that. Like, and the people who were working there, they didn't say anything either way. And they treated us like they were just very kind and polite to us. There was no issues, but
wow,
I think
they're probably over it too.
But it happens. It happens all the time. I hear stories like that all the time.
That is so disgusting. And people that work in retail settings, they don't make enough money to be the mask police. I mean, it's like, and we're seeing that around here. They used to, maybe a year and a half ago, they were like, please put your mask on. Now they don't say a thing. They're so over it also. Yeah. Half of them have it hanging down by their chin anyways, and whatever, good for them.
Absolutely.
But that's horrible that you know what it is? It's people are just operating in fear. And they're so scared. And really it's the media that's got them so worked up and so concerned that they're just living in fear. And so there's lashing out. So and that's something early on my mom said. She was like, I refuse to live in fear. And so she's like, this is before we knew how everything was playing out. She's like, if this is how I go, that's how I go. But I refuse to live in fear. And, and
I agree with your mom.
Right. It's like, let's live life. Like, let's carry on and enjoy our life. And that's what we've done. And we're still here. So,
and it affects people who have family in hospitals too, like my mom passed away last year. She was in hospital for 11 weeks before she passed away. And so then you have this, you have a check-in, you have to check in, answer all these COVID questions before you can go in, and only a certain amount of people are allowed in the room every 20. So we had to, we had to pick there's only 4 of us, but my one brother's in Toronto. So they were letting 4 people who could come see her at that time. And, but only 2 in a 24-hour period. So you kind of had to schedule and
okay.
So it's really difficult. And other people have had it where there was nobody with their loved one when they passed away. It's just so ridiculous. It just drives me nuts. And I know so many good friends who walked away from healthcare here.
Right.
And they loved their job, but they weren't going to, they were able to walk away and find something else, because we have our economy is really good where I live. So that's a blessing that there's always jobs available. You just have to be willing to look for them.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
And so, and when it comes to your own family, now it's like my sister is saying where she works, she's a radio host. She has been for 20 years.
Awesome.
So she says too, now they're going to implement this thing I think in January or February. So for people like that, I was just praying, God, do something, help us end this. Because
Right.
you don't want to see your family or your friends or anybody have to make that decision, because it's such a stupid mandate. Like, whoever thought it was a good idea, and the narrative has changed so much. I don't know about where
I
you
know.
live.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
oh,
Absolutely.
it went, it went from, yeah, like once 70% of the people are vaccinated, we can kind of go back, and it was just okay. No, every time you reach to one step, then they kind of change the goalposts, so to speak.
Right, right.
Yeah, they
That
moved
has
it
been the
back.
same thing here. It's like dangling this carrot, especially so
Yeah.
I'm in the state of Oregon, which is an ultra liberal state because of Portland, it dictates the entire state, which is so frustrating. But the same thing, our governor is a dictator and
Yeah.
she does the same stuff. Once we hit this, then you can have this. Oh, we've hit it.
Yeah.
Yep. Moving the goalpost, dangling that carrot. And so it's never going to end. And that's why I really like seeing that Freedom Convoy actually saying, you know what, you guys, you're going to have empty shelves. Like, you're straight up going to have empty shelves. I'll tell you what, I just went to the grocery store. I don't know if you've heard of Fred Meyer. It's part of Kroger, but we have
Yeah.
Fred Meyer here locally. And I mean, I did the click order thing where you can just click cart and you just go pick it up.
Yeah.
There was $100 worth of groceries that they said weren't on the shelves. And so, so like I say my order was $350. When I finally got the checkout, it was $250. They literally said that they were out of all of those groceries, and
$100 worth.
yeah, just didn't have it on the shelves. And I'm talking like chicken tenders, like just like uncooked, like just things
Yeah.
that they always have. So we're already seeing that. But I'm okay. I've been stocking up. I've got my emergency supplies. It's so important. It's like, you know what? If there's going to be bare shelves, maybe that's going to wake some more people up. People that have been, thinking this whole thing is a big conspiracy theory. No, like these, the truckers are out there doing this. There are boots on ground in a big way, and it's going to impact everybody. And I hope to God it does, because that's going to wake up. We call it red pilling here. It's going to red pill a lot of people.
I'm on a group called the Red Pills, so yeah.
Oh, hey, all right.
Of local people, like we have had rallies here as well. There was like one that was set up in, I think it was end of September, and it was organized within, I think, a day and a half. There was probably 4, 5, 6,000 people, and the city I live is only about 13,000, but the
Okay.
surrounding area is just, this is just where they come to their shopping and restauranting and all that stuff. And it was just so amazing, because that was the first time that I had been at any, because there wasn't usually any rallies here. They would be in Winnipeg. So there was two in a row, Sunday evening, Monday evening, and they tried to ask, we talked to the city council. They wanted to make Winkler a sanctuary city, but they couldn't get anybody to agree with them. And I think our mayor, he kind of went from one, like, first of all, it was like free Manitoba, like open Manitoba, but then he kind of like went along with the narrative for a while. Not that he really pushed it, but he didn't push back, you know what I'm saying? And now he's kind of coming around again to say, this is ridiculous, but still not to the point where he would push to get stuff changed. And
Right.
yeah, so I already heard that they are asking everybody across the country tomorrow to just open up your businesses. Don't ask for vax cards. Don't ask people to mask, nothing. Just let them come in free. And I've already found out that they're going to be, the RCMP or whoever it is in charge is going to be, not the RCMP, the COVID police. They have select people who go around and look for people who are not following the rules.
Oh,
They're going to be
really?
they're going to be scouring this town tomorrow. They said the southern Manitoba area, because they know that people are being advised to do this. Just go out, live your life, especially tomorrow. Like, tomorrow is the day that they want everybody to just go out, be yourself. Businesses don't ask for the vax cards, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen, because if they're going to be handing out like 1,000 tickets, because they're fining people as well.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So I do have a question on that. And help me understand. Okay. So the COVID police, are they literally like, so they're separate from police, like they have their own units?
And they're not actually like part of the police department, but if the physical police department is called, if somebody calls and makes a complaint, they are obligated to go investigate it. But like our town police or the city police, they don't generally go out looking for people who are not following the mandates. But if they get called, they have to go. But I would say it would be maybe like more of a private security company that they might kind of like give them an honorary, not a badge, but they would be now, you are in charge of going, you can have the authority. They gave them the authority
Okay.
to like
Almost like
get people to,
deputized.
yeah, kind of like
Okay.
that.
I see.
And
I see. Wow.
I haven't seen any of these people. We hear the stories that at our superstore, if you look up to the second floor where the photo lab used to be, if it's dark, that means there's people up there watching.
Oh, good
And
Lord.
if the lights are on, it's just being used as their break room, because the staff really don't give a rat's butt if we are
Good.
masked or not.
Good.
But
That is so crazy.
It's the people walking around in the store who are like, and I tell you, Kristen, half of them, like being a former masker, I would mask all the time just because I wanted to avoid conflict.
Right.
I would be walking around and I'd see somebody barefaced and I'm thinking, oh, I wish I was as brave as they are. So I know half the people who I'm still seeing with them, they're just doing it to avoid conflict. And I understand that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I
don't enjoy conflict.
No, I'm with you. I don't either. And I'm like, oh, it's so easy just to put one on sometimes just to avoid that. But then I have to remind myself, I'm rip it off. Remind myself why I do it.
I know. And all I wear now was like it's mesh. There was a lady in the little village close by and she made them for $6 a piece.
Yeah.
Nobody ever says anything against it. And I thought, they're all useless. Like I almost passed out last January and like wearing one of the blue ones that you get at the drugstore, I guess.
Right.
I don't know if they're medical. They're not really the medical grade, but
right.
Yeah. Those
I know. And at the gyms, they want you to wear it at the gym. I'm like, do you literally want me to pass that on your treadmill? I mean, that's insane. So yeah, I'm with you. I am so over this. I want to ask, how do you think the Freedom Convoy is going to end?
You know, I honestly feel it's going to end well because it's just Trudeau has shown his colors time and time again. Like, and he's hiding. We all predicted it like a week ago already. As soon as we got wind of this convoy, he's either going to take off to, to like a vacation home or hide somewhere. So now he's hiding under the guise of, well, he was exposed to somebody that was sick.
I thought I saw that. Yeah.
We just didn't know how he was going to hide.
Yeah.
And apparently he said he's following the Ottawa health rules or whatever. That is not. People have posted pictures of the actual rules. He doesn't have to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's saying he's following the rules, but the rules say the opposite. He is not required to based on his circumstances.
Wow. You know who else did that? Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. He totally did that too, right at the height of a crisis happening there. He's like MIA for 2 weeks because he's he was exposed. Oh yeah. I think it was over the summer, but it's like, they are the biggest wimps. And I almost use a different word that starts with a P, but yeah, it's like, come on, guys. All right. Well, this has been incredibly enlightening. And I really appreciate, one, thank you for coming on. Thank you for speaking out. And I mean, it's so cool to know that we have Canadians on the same page as us, because honestly, I don't really feel like until recently that Canadians have been represented in this light. Like, we actually have freedom-loving patriots up north that care about ensuring that freedoms remain intact for them as well. So thank you for really.
And there's a lot of us, and they're not going to leave till he either resigns or all mandates are lifted. And they're going to stay there however long they need to stay there. And my prayers are with them, amongst with millions of people are just watching from around the world, supporting us, donating, praying. And it's just amazing. It's just such a touching moment in humanity, and it's going to go down in the history books. Like I'm pretty sure it's something for the history books, because it's unprecedented and it's so exciting, Kristen.
It is very. Do you know where people could donate if they want to?
Well, I think now the main one is the GoFundMe. It's like Freedom Convoy 2022 GoFundMe.
Okay.
I checked, I had it written down there, but it was $7.6 million about
Really?
2
That's
hours ago when I
exciting.
checked. Yeah, and it's been going for like a week. And I think
Fantastic.
it's the 11th fastest growing campaign in GoFundMe history.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I think it's the second biggest in Canadian history.
Well,
So
that
it's,
is amazing. I heard Trudeau is trying to shut it down.
well, yeah, that's what we've heard, but they've already started dispersing some funds already. There's
Good.
a lawyer and an accountant who are kind of handling the fine details of it.
Good.
So it's very well organized, and yeah, they said that the GoFundMe people have been really good to deal with.
That is fantastic because
yeah.
the organization leads to the longevity and the longevity leads to the ultimate goal. So that is fantastic. I'm happy to hear everyone has their ducks in a row and this is a legitimate organization
Oh my goodness.
happening.
It is, and
very
but
exciting.
even aside from that, there's like thousands of people along the way who are like just bringing food and just like
beautiful
feeding, like just giving them, like on the highway, giving them like bags with sandwiches and chips, a muffin, a drink, whatever. Like just so many people are just being so generous, giving what they can. Like
yes,
some are giving money, some are giving like physical nourishment and other things, washer fluid, like all sorts of things, like things that you don't necessarily think about.
Right.
So it's just, yeah.
Yeah, needed. Wow, that is so cool.
Keep
I love
watching.
that. What was that?
Keep watching.
I will. Well, I just started following the Instagram account. And so I'm really excited. Actually, I think there's 2 that I just started following. So there's a lot of posts. So I'm going to be able to stay on top.
They're going constantly. And
so cool.
It's just heartwarming. It's emotional. It's humanity as it should be. That's all I can say.
Yes. Well, it is possible. Just look what SCOTUS did for us in the United States on the 7th. So really huge. And though that didn't pan for healthcare workers yet, there were so many of us that were positively affected by the OSHA mandate being dropped. So I hope for the same for Canada, and it can happen. So thank you again, Tammy, and hang in there.
Thanks for having me on, Kristen.
Yeah, thank you so much, and please stay in touch. I will
do that.
How this plays out.
Thanks a lot. God bless you.
Oh, you as well, Tammy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night. All right, you guys. Truly inspirational. All right, don't forget that we are partnered with MyPillow. Mike Lindell. He is the victim of cancel culture. Banks are dropping him now. You can go on mypillow.com. We have our own code RAM, up to a 60% discount. I've done the math myself to make sure it's legitimate. It is. It's a hefty discount. Check it out. Gifts for family and friends, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. Have a wonderful night. See you next Thursday.
We're Canadians. Thank you for the support from America. We love it. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for the support from America. Yeah, I think that's a lie too. Let's give everyone a show. Amazing. Right here in Parliament Hill, Ottawa, Ontario. Right at in the middle. From Texas, awesome. Hi from Michigan. Romania. Is this was a vaccine mandate? Yes. USA, thank you so much. Stand with you, Michigan. Awesome. Washington, thank you. New York State, Florida, Indiana, London, nice. People from all over. North Bay, Newfoundland, awesome. Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, Arizona, Alabama, upstate New York, Illinois, Florida, Massey, Minnesota, BC, North Carolina, Sarnia, Netherlands, awesome, Kingston, Barrie, Italy, Durham region, Florida. I love this. This is awesome, guys. Bronx, New Jersey, Saskatchewan, Quebec. Woo! Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Montreal, Saskatchewan, London, Ottawa, Ottawa, Alberta, Norway, Hamilton, I'm from Hamilton, Florida, Maple Ridge, Edmonton, love it, Trois-Rivières, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Bayfield, old buildings, yes they are, very old buildings, very old, Quebec, Minnesota, Kentucky, Oshawa, Kitchener, Sudbury, Timmins. Yeah, I guess you could say it's a traffic jam. This place needs law enforcement. There you go. Law enforcement. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Louisiana, Nova Scotia, Niagara Falls, Florida. Yeah, my ears are ringing, but it's awesome. It's a good ringing. Texas. Let's go, Brandon. Oswego, New York. Nice. I drive through there all the time. Much love from Arizona, Ireland, Toronto, Wisconsin, Nova Scotia. Woo! Let's go. New Jersey, Etobicoke, Ireland, London, Timmins. Thank you for all the gifts.
Live as long as you want.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. People all over the world. Like a lot of people are saying where they're from. Virginia, Michigan, Manitoba, Columbia, Louisiana, Texas, Nevada, Manitoba. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Alabama, Texas. Yeah, no, Quebec, Fort Erie. Let's go, Brandon. Buffalo, Colorado. Amazing. And then I get these gifts from people in the talk too. Love the gifts, that's awesome. Freedom, March. That's amazing. So much patriotism here. It's just cool. I know! This guy's arm's got me so sore. I love this. Oh yeah. Vermont. Whoop, whoop. California. Oh, look at that. There you go, it's on you. The hat was on you for a second. That's awesome. Jamaica, holy smokes. That's amazing. South Carolina, Virginia, Ohio. Look, these comments are coming into the fast game and read them. It's amazing. And not sure what those lights are. That's kind of cool. Wow. People just love saying that, I guess. Parliament Hill. Yeah. This is sick. getting worn up. Everyone needs to have their morning coffee. That's awesome. Holy smokes, look at 700,000 likes on this video. 700,000 likes. Unbelievable. And it's still going. 703, 704. Gonna hit a million. Just keeps climbing. It's the most likes you ever had on TikTok video. 2.some million. Yes. But I don't really do a whole lot live. I'm just doing them now because of this. So proud of y'all. It's pretty cool. How many trucks are here? Thousands. I don't know how many thousands though. Yeah, there's thousands of trucks here. Man, yeah, his arm has gotta be so sore. Oh, the other guys are filling in for him. Oh, here he goes again. He's going to hang a string down on his lap. What? He's going to hang a string down on his lap. I know. Look at this. Woo! Love it. That's sick. Oh, that sounds so good. Roll call, roll call. Justin Trudeau needs to get a sniff of that. Oh, this is sick. Look, 770,000 likes now. It's unbelievable. They sang out Canada earlier and they put this big flag in the air. Right in the middle of Parliament. I turned around for 2 seconds and I did it again. Woo! Woo! Make some noise, boys! Make some noise! No, diesel's not cheap. Oh, Canada. Watch it, we're brand cheaper, yeah. Hell yeah. That's amazing, man. I love it. It's about -10 Celsius. cops everywhere. Here's the cops for you. They're gonna arrest us? I don't think so. Stop! The West Convoy is still stuck on the highway. You can hear me? Don't comply. Freedom. Earplugs, yeah. This guy's air tanks must be draining. I don't know. I've probably been live for about an hour. You're working inside Parliament right now? Holy moly. How is this racist? I don't get it. Man, this is awesome. No, it's nothing to do with race. Exactly. Woo! 1 million likes on this video. Thank you so much, guys. Keep it coming. Thank you so much for all the gifts, everybody. Illuminator. Awesome. Ivy Flow. Thank you for all the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Oh wow, this trucker's getting coffee. See, look at this, how awesome people are bringing us coffee. So kind people out here. Holy moly, my ears are ringing. That's awesome. Yeah, people just keep coming, bringing us food, coffee, everything like that. My truck's not even close to here. There's just too many trucks downtown. Can't even get anywhere close to here. My truck's, I had to walk about probably 2 kilometers.
It is necessary to purge the establishment.
What she's suggesting that churches do, focus on.
That's not necessarily a good thing to start with.
They're stating it wasn't around when we needed the greatest generation of the 30s or 40s.
It happened before the election because there's too many Republicans that are afraid that their wrongdoing is going to.
It's unacceptable, and I'm not going to sit here, stay silent, and not call it out. I'm calling out their lies.
Do they think that we are so stupid that we will not